think you've seen all the slashers movies? Think again. These hidden horrors don't play by the rules, but they go deeper, stalking in silence, lurking in obscurity, and slicing straight to the bone. These 10 brutal slashers will leave you breathless, paranoid, and looking over your shoulder. Number 10. Hatchet. Deep in the Louisiana bayou, a haunted swamp holds a bloody secret. When a group of tourists boards a nighttime ghost tour, they stumble into the cursed territory of Victor Crowley, a deformed and vengeful monster born from tragedy and rage. Directed by Adam Green, Hatchet slashes through expectations with old-school brutality and buckets of gore, honoring 80s slasher roots with unapologetic violence and dark humor. Each kill is a spectacle and each scream is earned. This isn't just another backwoods horror, but it's a carnage-soaked survival nightmare that drags you through the mud and doesn't let go. Number 9. Clown in a Cornfield. When Quinn and her dad relocate from Philly to the dying town of Kettle Springs, they hope for a fresh start. But lurking in the cornfields is Frendo, a grotesque clown mascot turned chainsaw-wielding nightmare. Directed by Eli Craig and based on Adam Cesare's hit, Clown in a Cornfield mixes teen angst, generational conflict, and shocking slasher spectacle with a surprising queer subplot that adds unexpected emotional bite. The kills are gruesome, the pacing brisk, and Katie Douglas anchors it all with spunky, grounded charm. Sure, it leans on familiar tropes, but when Frendo bursts from the stalks, it delivers classic slasher thrills for fans who like their fun with a side of commentary. Number 8. The Stylist. Claire seems like your typical introverted hairdresser, but her salon chair holds secrets soaked in blood. In the quiet of her basement, she kills and scalps her clients, temporarily escaping her own skin by wearing theirs. When a popular client named Olivia asks Claire to style her hair for an upcoming wedding, a twisted obsession forms. Claire desperately craves Olivia's confidence, her life, her identity, and she's willing to carve it out by force. Directed by Jill Gevorgyitsian, The Stylist is a slow-burn character study wrapped in a slasher's skin, exploring loneliness, envy, and the horror of being unseen. It's chilling, tragic, and soaked in elegance and gore. Number 7. No One Lives. A gang of highway criminals think they found easy prey when they hijack a wealthy couple on a desolate road. But they've made a fatal mistake because the man they kidnapped isn't a victim, but he's a monster in disguise. Directed by Ryuhei Kitamura, No One Lives flips the slasher script in brutal fashion, unleashing a relentless anti-hero who carves through his captors with surgical fury. Blood sprays, bodies pile up, and a twisted backstory unravels as the hunter becomes the hunted. This is a cat-and-mouse game where the mouse is armed with rage and a kill list. It's nasty, fast, and viciously satisfying. It's a revenge slasher soaked in stylish mayhem. Number 6. Cold Prey. A snowboarding trip in the icy Norwegian mountains turns into a fight for survival, when 5 friends seek shelter in a long-abandoned ski lodge, but they're not alone. Beneath the snow and silence, something or someone is watching. Directed by Roar Uthog, Cold Prey blends slasher tension with freezing isolation, unleashing a hulking, ice-cold killer who doesn't speak, doesn't run, but just stalks. The film's crisp cinematography and relentless pacing give it a chilling edge, proving that horror in the snow cuts just as deep. It's stylish, suspenseful, and soaked in frostbitten dread. And once the blood starts flowing, there's no escape and no warmth left in the world. Number 5. The Blackening. Number 4. The Final Girls. Max never expected to grieve her mother by stepping into one of her old slasher movies, literally. After a freak accident pulls her and her friends into a cult 80s horror film, they must survive the blade of a masked killer while navigating cheesy dialogue, camp tropes, and a ticking runtime. Directed by Todd Strauss, The Final Girls is a clever, emotional roller coaster that pays tribute to slashers while twisting their rules. It's heartfelt one minute, hilariously self-aware the next, and then splashes in blood and tears. It's not just about surviving the movie, but it's about rewriting the ending. Number 3. Thanksgiving. In the aftermath of a deadly Black Friday stampede, the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts tries to forget the bloodshed. But the past is hungry, and vengeance is best served cold. As Thanksgiving approaches, a masked figure in pilgrim garb begins a ritual of his own, one victim at a time. Families gather, tables are set, but behind every smile lurks dread, and each festive scene becomes a setup for slaughter. Directed by Eli Roth, Thanksgiving is a vicious holiday slasher, drenched in seasonal iconography and laced with cruel creativity. What begins as a small-town recovery tale descends into pure mayhem, where grievances fester, secrets rot, and gratitude gives way to gore. Number 2, Fear Street Part 2. At Camp Nightwing, summer should be a time of laughter and first crushes. But beneath the sweltering sun and pine-draped trails, an ancient evil awakens and blood is about to spill. When a cursed axe-wielding killer is unleashed, campers are stalked and slaughtered in a frenzy of screams and shadows. Directed by Lee Janiak, Fear Street. Part 2 plunges us into a chilling retro nightmare where grief festers, revenge simmers, and no one is truly safe. What starts as a nostalgic trip into 70s slasher territory morphs into a tragic tale of sisters, sacrifice, and supernatural horror. If you survive Camp Nightwing, then don't stop there, because the entire Fear Street trilogy is a blood-soaked saga worth the binge, tying decades of horror into one wicked, unforgettable curse. Number 1, Haunt.
Please don't hurt me.
On Halloween night, 6 friends stumble upon an off-the-map haunted house promising an extreme experience. But this isn't a show, it's a trap. As they step deeper into the maze, the scares turn sickeningly real, and masked figures begin to hunt them with calculated cruelty. Directed by Scott Beck, Haunt strips away the gimmicks and plunges straight into primal fear, blending classic haunted house tropes with visceral, unrelenting tension. What begins as a thrill-seeking detour becomes a descent into torture, where every corridor conceals a new nightmare, and every scream feels final. There are no jump scares for fun here, but only traps, torture, and masked sadists who kill for pleasure. Here are 3 other movies you have to see. Summer of '84. A suburban teen suspects his police officer neighbor might be a serial killer. With his friends, he launches a summer-long investigation, but what begins as childhood curiosity spirals into something far darker. Freaky.
Where am I?
I didn't get killed.
Oh my God, why do I sound like that?
I woke up in the killer's body.
When a teenage girl swaps bodies with a ruthless serial killer after a cursed dagger attack, she has 24 hours to reverse the spell or remain trapped forever. Directed by Christopher Landon, Freaky is a slasher comedy hybrid soaked in blood and loaded with twists, in a violent nature. Told from the killer's perspective, this slow-burning slasher follows a silent, hulking figure as he emerges from the woods to reclaim what was stolen and leave a trail of bodies behind. Every step is methodical and every kill unsettlingly quiet.
Please, help! Get out of here now! Begging you, please, no! Come on, you ugly son of a bitch! We're right